do think it's important, if you cannot have the family that you want, that you be intentional about creating and inviting those people who can provide the support that you need for you. One of my therapists told me that your friendships represents the gaps that you need filled that your family cannot fill, right? So like, if you've grown up with a parent who works all the time and leaves you alone to feed yourself on holidays, then your friend probably will be the type of person who is like always there for you, or always like trying to hang out or be there. So that's my advice for people who are looking for a chosen family, is like try to find those people that fill in those gaps that your family cannot fill. This is a good question. Like, you could pull out one card and ask it on like a first date or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't sit around in a circle and ask these cards.
All right, well, welcome back to another episode of Mental Health Monday. You know, we out here, got the holiday special, these cards. What's this called?
I thought we weren't promoting it.
Yeah, we're not, but you gotta at least let them know, like, what's going on. If we, like, have a card game and they're like, well, I want to one day play that card game with somebody, they could Google it. I mean, they're not paying me, but this is mine. What's mine F me? Okay, the way your eyes just lit up, I got nervous. I was like, should I not be pulling this card right now? What's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
I don't know if this was good advice or what, but like in my first 3 months of surgery residency, there was a third-year resident who graduated from the Harry, so he kind of took me under his wing. He said everybody is a shark. Do you get what that means?
I get what that means, but I want to hear it from you.
Basically, don't get lulled into complacency because you think people are on your side or are your friend. No, everybody is a shark, meaning they will eat you if they have to.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think the wrong person will take that the wrong way, but just post them technically. Like, I think the other side of that is how many people created that opportunity that you had to take. Like, you ever had a coworker who you worked with and it's like, hey, the thing we do is not that hard, but you seem to always mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my fault that I look good because you keep making mistakes and we do the same job.
Yeah.
Like, you think I'm gonna dumb it down? I got bills to pay. I got people to look out for. I got folks that I love. You think they're gonna say, well, you messed up your job because your friend messed up his job too? No, I can't do that. I can't afford to stop.
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to do better. One would hope to God, one would hope you do better. But if you don't, that's cool. That's what you've chosen. But I'm not allowed to choose that. Nah, not at all.
Yeah.
I think the best piece of advice I've ever gotten is you can't be good at everything. My college coach, Coach Jake Sweeb, Navy SEAL, like he told me, he's like, and this was the first semester where I was doing really bad in college. He was like, all right, Dwight. So here's what I'm gonna tell you. That's how he talked. Deadass. He has a YouTube channel too. He said, in life, you can only be good at certain things. And right now, you looking at me, Dwight? Hey, Jones. Sorry. You got three things. You got academics, the school. You got athletics. You be on there, be on the field, be at the practices. And you got to be real cool. Now, I see you a social butterfly. You can't go 5 steps without people talking to you. And this is what my roommates complained about adamantly all the way into my senior year. I couldn't go anywhere and not shake a hand and it'd be 5 to 10 minutes. So what people saw was like me using my time being a social butterfly and knowing people instead of just going places. So that's technically time you're taking away from studying. That's time taken away from focusing on things. That's time taken away from just having alone time with yourself. And he's like, you doing all this stuff that you're not even focused on academics, but academics is what keeping you there. So you're gonna have to change up one of these things. And when you change up one of those things, one of these things is gonna take a hit, but it can't be academics. Academics is what's keeping you here. So you're gonna take your ass to study hall, you're gonna open up that book, and I'm gonna come there every Friday. And if you're not there every Friday, I don't care what day it is, you're not there every Friday. Every Friday, if you're not there at 5 p.m., if I don't see you 5 p.m. on Friday, just know I'm gonna have you on the track running. I ran on the track a couple of times. And then after the track, you'd be like, all right, so where you gonna be? Library. What time? Friday. All right, I'll see you there. Don't mess around and find out. And it was like me and a couple of students, and we had like a couple of periods that like, he would just come in at like 6:55. He would come in at like 5:57. He would come in at like 6:20. But what he taught me is like the person that's warning you about what's going on, they've been through that before. Mm-hmm. They understand what that looks like either through someone else's life vicariously or through their own life. And they realize like, hey, either you get this thing together because of the choices that you're making, or you choose to be who you've always been. And who you've always been is going to naturally run its course as to where you're going to end up. Yeah. So my grades got better, but then I socialized with people less. But somehow all my interactions still kept me more popular because that first year of knowing so many people.
Right.
So it became a chain reaction that even though I got better at athletics and academics, I was still super well known on campus because all the people who knew me, and people would like take people to meet me in the Prinsabella, that's the name of the place where people had food, or in the gym. Oh, that's Juice, who I told you about. There were folks who knew me who didn't even know I played sports. They just knew I was the big black guy on campus who was like awesome. And it let me know that in life, especially after graduating, like, hey, you're going to find 3 things you're going to have to let go being good at one thing in order to become better at the other thing.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. So my friendships not being watered like they usually are, I know that's the price for all the stuff that I do between IT, between what we do with Get Home Safe, the mental health outreach and everything else. But I also make sure there's like a couple of months I find time to be like, hey, so what's up? What we gonna do?
Yeah. The other side of that, I would say, my dad used to tell us, everybody has one good thing. Mm-hmm. So you might have more than one good thing, but you at least have one good thing. And so if you can identify that.
You put this over there?
If you can identify that and work on that, then you'll be all right. Like,
you want to shuffle it and choose a card and start with one of these cards?
Shuffle it and choose a card. Mm-hmm. You know, I enjoy shuffling.
Oh, I know. I'm aware.
How are you? Oh, because of the
yeah.
You only saw me in action one time and you remember it was.
Woo, yeah. Everybody remembers an ass whooping.
Again, mixed up, vulnerable, intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what the other categories are.
If the colors mean something.
The colors?
Yeah.
They are representing different categories. So intimacy is this whitish card. Mm-hmm. Vulnerable is the black card.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a mine F card that's like kind of gray, white.
Oh.
Those are the only categories I've seen.
Alright, so whatever card after you're done shuffling is at the top, that's the card we're drawing and starting off on. You see this one?
Alright, we'll start with the vulnerable card.
Oh, of course. Well, of course we're starting with a vulnerable card. Alright, cool. You can just put the deck over there. What is something that you've done that would make your younger self proud?
I speak up for myself now.
You speak up for yourself now?
Yeah. Say how I feel.
What is something that I've done that would make my younger self proud? Damn, I've done a lot of things. But one things would make my younger self proud. I was different as a little kid. I think I was an attention whore when I was younger. Like I wanted the spotlight, and I didn't realize the amount of work that it would take to exist in that spotlight. Where there was like performing, being a part of a dance crew, wanting to be on the church choir. And I think as I grew up, I started to realize that my talents weren't really all that talented and that I needed to put in a lot more work than I thought would be needed to get to the places that I wanted to, that I aspired to be. So I think my younger self would be proud of the fact that I continued to work, and I was a lot more realistic with myself as I got older compared to who I was before and what I thought I deserved. I wasn't entitled, but I did always used to think, well, I belong there, then I'll get there and I'd be like, you were not ready. You were not who you thought you were at all.
Do you think it's because you're awkwardly like a middle only child?
No, I think I disappointed my parents a lot.
No, not about disappointment, but you're seeking attention. Like those are qualities of that is a quality of middle children and only child, and you are kind of both.
Am I?
Well, you know.
Well, with the whole sister thing, being a rainbow child. I guess I've never really thought about those things, but it's gonna sound messed up, but I've never been like ashamed or sad that I disappointed them. I was like, you guys are parents, it's gonna happen. What's up with y'all? Right? Like, so I don't think I've ever cried. Like, you know how there'll be movies where the kid cries and it's like, I let my parents down? I was never that kid.
Yeah. I don't think I would either.
I think I was kind of just like, did they support me though? On the way there? Like, how much work did I do? Like, I don't know. It's just, I think growing up, I was always at wits end battle-wise with what they thought would be right for me, which more so came from my mom than my dad. And the only reason that came more from my mom than my dad is because I think my mom was so hands-on. My dad was like, well, I'm not that good of a teacher. Because one time he tried to teach me how to play tennis, and I was like, this is terrible. I will never learn from somebody like this. If this is what teaching your kid looks like, I don't want any kids.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was. I was like, if this is what raising a kid or teaching a kid something I'm interested in looks like, you can keep it.
You were actually interested in tennis.
I was interested in tennis because I was like, he loves it so much. So I was like, I probably want to try that out. I want to see what it's like. Because I was like, if he loves it that much, it must be fun.
Yeah.
I think the tennis sport is fun. I think the way he teaches is terrible. And that's why he'd rather just hire someone to do it versus him doing it. Because my dad teaching someone something is like, yo, I'm going to beat the hell out of you until you figure it out. And it's like, nah, I'm good, fam.
Yeah.
Because even the method in which I train, I'm not kind to myself training wise. Like,
you
lifting,
weightlifting.
Yeah, weightlifting when I was training for pro tryouts. Like, the distance that I'm willing to go to get better at something isn't a format I would suggest to other people. But I also know that, like, hey, to get better or to be the best or even to be competitive with those who are the best, whatever price you're gonna have to pay, whether it's development or what you put yourself through, the process isn't gonna be fun until you get really obsessive and you figure out ways to make it fun for yourself. Like, I think the highlight outside of training with NFL players and CFL players for me when I did pro tryouts was being able to train with one of my boys out in McLean, Virginia, and we were training with like kids who were playing tennis and like other pro athletes who like played in the NBA, and we were just training fundamentals. But the highlight for me was traveling to get there. Like, I was excited. I was always excited on the trip to get there, at the opportunity to get better. And that mindset allowed me to develop my body with no balance, even though I had a stressed Achilles the whole time. So you're excited to go do speed training with a stressed Achilles.
Yeah. Well, I hate tennis, actually.
So I'm so glad we're having this talk. Because I hate tennis.
I hate anything where you have to hold a racket and aim at some smaller object, like badminton. No.
I was always fascinated. Like,
alright, badminton?
Nah. Tennis, that's a lot of body control.
I guess.
Like, I've been over 300 pounds for the last 15 years of my life.
Uh-huh.
So running back and forth and being able to control your body to slow down and hit something back, not super hard, just hard enough to get it past the opponent, but not hard enough to get it out of bounds and then go the other way and still be able to pay attention to where they're hitting it. If I had as much body control as I'm interested in, I'd be a fucking animal. It'd be ridiculous. But that's exciting.
It really hurt my forearm. And so trying to hit the ball, like you said, with precision.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
That was, okay, I tried so hard at tennis. That was one of the last classes I had to take senior year of college.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have gotten to see it in it. And I tried.
They had that in college as a class?
Yeah, you had to do some type of like physical activity class.
Temple?
Yeah. And it wasn't on the main campus. It was one of those satellite campuses. I had to like go out on a bus.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't sound fun. That sounds like...
Oh, it was awful.
Oh, do you think if it wasn't a class where you had to like get a grade, it would have been better, or
no? Matter? Because even up until that point, like the badminton, never really enjoyed it.
Yeah, now that's a sport. I was like, I'm not doing that.
You know, people would have a tennis racket around. I just would never really.
Yeah.
It's like I'll play basketball. I was a beast at football on the field.
Okay.
Kids.
Okay. Mawson, you was Mawson, folks. Moss, your son.
Yeah. I can't really relate to the Moss reference because I don't watch football. But
that's when you just went up high and you would catch it over somebody.
Yeah. I can jump. Yeah. I can run. I can catch. I cannot fall. So.
Can you dunk?
No, I didn't have the height. I didn't have the height to dunk.
But you could become explosive.
I'm very explosive. I could touch the rim, but I don't know that I had the explosion to get the ball.
I was never able to touch the rim. I could touch like a little bit, like this short of the rim is where I always came up. But I was like, you also got like a ton of weight on you, so it's gonna hold you down. Yeah.
You missed it. Nothing but net.
No, I got it. I heard it. I was like,
But yeah, even track. I hated track, but I was good at it. Tennis. I hate tennis. I put in the effort and was not good at it.
I was just about to ask if hate filled you.
Filled me. Yo. I learned at an early age that you have to do things you don't like doing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that it fueled me, but I was able to overcome the hate to do whatever needed to be done.
Yeah.
So
I like how we both came to the same place from different perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how trauma works, right?
Like, is that? Yeah.
People experience the same things but come out, you know. Or maybe a person experiences a different version of trauma, but then they arrive at the same place as each other.
But you're in a cooler version of it.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. I try.
Welcome. You do. You execute well.
So, what's your favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving. Food.
Okay.
Food. I think the jokes hit better on Thanksgiving.
Jokes? What kind of jokes?
Just family jokes, memories. Like anytime there's like I used to talk with a lisp.
Okay.
Like a heavy lisp, right? And like the word 13 in my list was 13. So it was just like,
That's a Jamaican list.
yeah. So it wasn't like your average traditional list. I was reminded about that by my cousin who I bumped into when I came back from Jersey a couple weeks ago. And I saw her in Union Station, and I didn't realize that she works for the company on that side. And she was like, Dwight, because that's how my name was said by my family. It's not Dwight. It's the whitest W you could find is what, like, how my name is pronounced correctly in Jamaican, right? And like Cherteen, that was like an ongoing family joke that I forgot about. And for that to be the first thing she said to me, I said, yeah, family. Yeah, that's family.
How do you say 13 properly in a Jamaican accent?
Cherteen.
Or with the list, how is it?
I don't know. Those are the only, I only know 13 and Cherteen. Those are the two ways that it's said. You got to find another Jamaican who's not me to say it. Because I said it so much that way, the rest of my family started saying it.
It started as a joke, and then
and then it became permanent. So I was like, all right, well, I guess that's it. That's my birthday, guys. So yeah.
Do they celebrate Thanksgiving in Jamaica?
No, but we're aware of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
like
have another
Jamaicans are
holiday
aware.
during that time. Oh,
Just Christmas.
oh, just
Christmas,
Christmas.
Easter, July 4th is an American thing, so it's not really celebrated hard, but a lot of you guys on the American side go over there to celebrate because, come to Jamaica, feel all right, branding, impeccable, undefeated.
Uh-huh.
But there's something about there not being gifts that makes the holiday a little bit better. There's less pressure on the gifts. So, like, everyone's really happy to see each other and eat, not see each other and be like,
Well,
give me a white gift this year, a good gift this year.
Yeah.
What's it slapping on?
yeah.
I do miss the smell of snow on Christmas.
How does snow smell?
You know how down south folks smell moisture before it rains?
I did not know that.
Yeah. But you've heard that before, right? Like, oh, I smell it's about to
I've heard
rain.
people say my knee hurts before it rains.
So
Yeah.
before it rains, go outside. You could smell the moisture in the air. Like the moisture, the amount of moisture is different. Snow is the colder version of that, so it's like a subtle wind, and it doesn't have to be windy, but you could smell in the air. It's like, you ever stuff your face into a sub freezer to go get something, and there's a certain ion smell in the fridge as you're grabbing something? No, I was gonna say we can go into my sub freezer right now. Show you just what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's how snow smells to me. So like, being from Jersey, like, snow is a part of your present, past,
Yeah.
and future. Like, you're gonna shovel snow. There's gonna be snow. It's gonna snow.
Yeah.
Just like that skit from Family Guy, where it's like, it's gonna rain. It's just like that, right? So for a lot of Christmases, I remember the smell of snow, or the smell that it was about to be snow, that let you know, yo, it's December. That means folks got gifts. But I still prefer Thanksgiving, because I think I always got to see more of my family members on Thanksgiving in comparison to Christmas,
Oh.
if I'm not mistaken. I remember Christmas was that holiday, and then at some point, I think after high school, it switched to Thanksgiving becoming a little bit more impactful in terms of the amount of family I saw compared to Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Did all of your family move from Jamaica to New Jersey?
No.
Or like the people that were around?
Now we're in Jersey, Georgia, Tennessee, New York, California, right outside of Compton. They're like right by USC.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we also got some in Texas now. That's a new state that a lot of us are in.
Houston?
No, outside of Houston, more closer to the Austin side of things, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta hit some math up to see what's up. But yeah, how about you?
My favorite holiday is Christmas, probably. Because it's just more festive. Like, you have the decorations, you have the songs, you have the movies, you get the desserts. I really like eggnog. You can put that with cookies. In my family, we didn't really, because we moved away from the extended family when I was so young, I don't have the memories of Thanksgiving or Christmas where it's like, oh, everybody's coming together, except from like when I'm very, very young. And those times were lit. Like, I can't really differentiate between Thanksgiving and Christmas at that age. It's like, oh, we're just all going over to family. I'm playing with cousins. Like, it's just a very good time. But once we moved over here, I don't know that Thanksgiving was pubbed up as much as Christmas was. So Christmas, we exchanged gifts until about, I was like 15 or 16. And then there was a transition even between that time, between 8 and 16, where we started just getting and giving one gift.
Bunch of getting smaller, the budget.
Right.
Budget getting
It
smaller.
was just like, you have everything you need. You really don't need any more gifts. But it was, again, more of like the tradition. So like decorating a Christmas tree, even though I never really liked decorating the Christmas tree, but it's just something to do. It's the music, it's the vibes, it's
That's
the
my
energy.
favorite part.
It's the decorating a Christmas tree.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
Oh.
For Christmas, that was my
I
favorite
don't really
part.
like doing work.
I don't like cleaning up
Yeah,
a
exactly.
live Christmas tree. That's
Yeah.
different. A Christmas tree that's fake, you just put that joint together and put the decorations, that's fine.
Oh.
A real pine tree
Yeah.
is just like a cat. You're going to find it
Yeah.
scared
We always
everywhere.
had the live tree, and you had to water it, and you got the sap that's kind of sticky.
Yeah, and then you got that smell in the house.
And then, I mean, I don't mind the smell, it's fine, but like then you gotta clean it up, you know, you gotta take
Yeah.
all the ornaments off. That's another
Yeah.
thing. It's like you put all this stuff on here to look at it for a week or maybe a week and a half,
Yeah.
and then you take it all down.
Yeah, and then there's some people who they mess around, throw out some of their ornaments because they didn't clean the tree correctly. So then they got to buy new ornaments.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it happens.
I mean, the ornaments on the branches, how does it get?
Some people put ornaments and lights like deep in the tree too, so the decorations aren't just the outside. Sometimes you want to decorate the inside to really light the whole tree up. Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, I wish I could recreate the times from when I was like really young and everybody would like gather.
Including cleaning up.
Cleaning up, I don't think about that part. I'm trying to focus on the positives. The positives is like everybody's coming around together, eating, laughing, playing games. Like it's just very communal,
Yeah.
which I haven't yet been able to recreate that since
How long
we
has it
moved
been?
away. Since we moved away,
Like what? How old were you?
I was 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you started with that, but I forgot that number. So I was like, so do you
Yes.
feel like you've been chasing the holiday spirit since 8?
Not since then, but I think since I bought my house, there's something that I tried to, not manufacture, but cultivate it.
Put it together. You got folks.
Yeah. But you know, we're at an age where everybody has their own family, right? So,
Bring the whole family with you.
well, I mean, I would love for people to come, but people don't come. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's like I'll be there.
Okay, you'll be there. You'll be invited, and my
I'll
name's
be
invited.
there. Yep.
Yeah, I'll do it again. I did a Christmas party 2 years ago. That's a medium turnout. It was good. We had fun.
You gotta invite your heavy hitters, the guaranteers. Your gifts under the tree. What you do? Secret Santa.
Secret Santa. I love
You wanna
Secret.
do
You know what
Secret
I like?
Santa at your house?
You know what I like more?
What's up?
It's from The Office.
Okay.
It's White Elephant.
Oh, white elephant.
So it was the episode. You might not have seen all this.
I
on the
love how you
internet.
always bring up the office because no one's gonna be like, "Hey, tell me more."
But it was one of the episodes where they had agreed to do Secret Santa. So everybody went out and bought a gift for their Secret Santa. The first gift was opened. I think Michael maybe opened it. He didn't like it. So he said, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do White Elephant. Okay, so he explains the rules. You're going in turn, so like you can pick a new gift from under the tree, or you can steal somebody else's gift. If you get your gift stolen, then you get to pick a gift from under the tree, or you can steal somebody else's gift. So it just keeps going, turn after turn.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
it's so chaotic.
You know, Michael's favorite person in the office was Ryan next to Jim, right? And so he bought Ryan an iPod or something, and everybody else was within the $25 budget. And so now everybody is fighting over the iPod.
That's funny.
But
that's
yeah, I like
evil.
White Elephant.
That's very evil. Can you repurpose a gift for a Secret Santa?
Like after Secret Santa's done,
Yeah.
you go to your next Christmas party and you give that gift to somebody else.
So I was at work and I realized that my AirPods are too small for my ear, even
Okay.
when I put the biggest one on. And I was like, oh man, I think I'm gonna have to give these away. Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't want secondhand AirPods.
I hear you.
Unless
There-
they were the kind that go over the
There
head.
are people who are down for that though.
You gotta know your audience, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
I am not down for that. But anyone who's down to receive that, that's fine. Nice and sanitized. Do with that what you will after.
yeah, so I guess it depends on the gift. If it was a cutting board, sure.
Oh, that's
Here,
adorable.
repurpose that.
People like cutting boards. People will be looking for cutting boards out here.
The quality ones, yeah.
It's a quality cutting board.
Made from real big wood. I actually have one. It wasn't a gift.
You
I
have a
took it
lovely
from my
house.
parents' house. Yes.
You did what you had to do. That's what I heard. In that statement, you did exactly what you needed to do. They know what's up. They know what it is. Let's not all act like we're surprised. You should have had it out in the open.
Yeah, you don't use it.
And you don't use it?
Yeah.
Yeah, now this is easy. This is easy.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like a 2 or maybe 3-tone wooden cutting board. It's pretty heavy actually.
What's your favorite holiday story?
Holiday story.
I wish there was more drama on the holidays. What's your favorite holiday story?
Holidays. Trying to think. I was gonna say we went on a cruise, but we didn't go on a cruise. Me and my mom went to Aspen. That was fun.
Aspen, like Aspen Hills?
Aspen, Colorado.
What's in Aspen? Mountains?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
why do I feel like I should know this?
People, that's why I went, because people go skiing in Aspen. That's like a thing.
You said that, I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I should know, but I don't. All right, tell me about the ski
we
trip.
went skiing in Aspen, and I went based on probably like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or something. And this is at the end of med school where I had the student loan money, but I didn't have any real money. But whatever, I'm gonna blow the student loan money.
Blow it. You blew it correctly, obviously. It's a good memory.
We stayed at a very nice resort. I had never been skiing before. My mom, I think, had been skiing once, like 2 decades before.
Oh, so you took a risk. You were like, I'm going to learn and I'm going to do.
Yeah, and so here's the thing. I started out in like the beginner ski class or whatever, me and my mom both. And so I'm killing it. And they're like, oh, you actually should be in the intermediate class. And so I go over there and I'm getting it. I'm like going down the slopes, doing the turn to stop. Like, it was fun. It was great. Yeah, my mom stayed in the beginner class, but she was older at that time. So
she had to protect herself.
Yeah, she
protect her neck. Yeah,
but she got the footage. She got me skiing down the slopes.
Okay. She got the job done.
It was nice.
Yeah,
it was a fun experience. Yeah, I was very proud of myself at that moment because I had never been skiing. And that's the thing that people talk about. Like, people tear their ACOs and all kinds of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
And so for me to master it in like 2 hours.
Yeah. And also, it's hard to measure the landing of things because everything is white, right? Depending on what level you are or what kind of course you're on. So, like, people are doing like I didn't have that problem. I don't know if that's like people have like a depth perception issue or something. Yeah.
Like, that wasn't one of my things.
Yeah, that you don't. I don't have the open. I got you. You said, nah, that wasn't me. Nah, those losers. Nah, that wasn't me. I was cooling. Yeah. You know me. That's funny. Every time I say something, you're just like, nah, I don't recognize that. I don't suffer from that. It's not a thing for me. Yeah, that maybe, but not on this side. On this side, copacetic. That's funny as hell.
What's yours?
My dad had me changing a tire on Christmas.
Why is that your favorite memory?
Because why would you have your son changing a tire on Christmas? There's 365 days on the calendar. And this one day, you said, you know what? I should teach you how to change a tire. It was like my freshman year of college. And I just remember thinking to myself, we could have done this any day.
We could have done it yesterday.
You could have done it yesterday. And you want to do this? I don't know how that man's mind works. I appreciate it because, like, if anybody hits me up and have car questions, I'm actually very knowledgeable about cars for someone who doesn't own a car. Like,
oh, that's good.
Like, my partner, she had a rental because the car got broken into, and she was asking me, hey, how do you pop the hood? I could, like, walk her through, hey, how to pop the hood. I could walk her through, hey, the process of how you're supposed to put your hand under the hood to open it up. I could tell her where the stem is that you need to put for the hood for it to land on. And I remember anytime my dad did something working on the car, I was out there with him. So I would just be there to watch things, and he would always be like, hey, this pump does this is gas, this is how this works. Because he's a car guy. He used to own like 2 cars. He had like 1989 Benz, and he always had like a Nissan. I think either Maxima. Yeah, Maxima is what he stuck to. Like, he had every year of Maxima for like a year and a half until he gave up on the Maximas when they like became trash.
You said he had every year of Maxima.
Yeah, he would like switch cars, and then a year and a half now he has a Nissan truck.
Oh, a year and a half ago he stopped getting.
Yeah, because the Maximas aren't quality cars anymore.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, they were good before, but now they're just like, hey, don't buy that car if you like yourself. So, but I remember he would always say, hey, if you have a car that's sitting there, you gotta turn it on, warm it up, and drive it around the block like every 2 to 3 weeks just to be safe, to like keep the power in the battery and stuff like that. And this one cold December morning, he didn't even have a flat. I just remember him saying, hey, come outside. And I went outside, I was like, hey, what's up, man? college kid, first year, football in the books, almost failed out, but didn't fail, so that's great. And then he's like, I get on the floor. I say, what are we doing? He's like, we're changing the tire. Is there a flat? Nah. Why are we changing the tire? You should know how to change a tire. On Christmas. He said, yes. I said, all right, cool, let's do it.
How was your Christmas gift? Was he better at teaching then compared to when he tried to teach you tennis?
Most things my dad has tried to teach me has been, you know, the jokes that people make where your parent asks you to grab the tool out the bag.
And you
you're
don't know
supposed
which
to
one it is? Mhm.
Yeah, that's all experiences with my dad are just like that story. When he teaches me stuff, like all of them. He's gotten better now.
Yeah.
But I think he's also realized that like his way of teaching is just like when someone teaches you like that, you're just trying to get through. You're not actually learning. You're not. You're just like eventually he will stop and I will leave.
Yeah.
And I think he started picking up on the indifference in my face of eventually you will stop and I will leave. And I've made jokes about this to his face. This isn't like a secret topic I've kept to myself.
Yeah.
Everything I say out loud to my friends about my parents, I say to them. It's no different. It's not out of hate. It's just like, hey, that's what it was.
So I had similar strategies, not related to the holidays though. But
Yeah.
like anytime my dad would try to make me like pick weeds, pull weeds, or do anything in the yard, I would figure out a way that I'm not doing it. Like,
Yeah.
too many spiders, I can't, I'm scared, or like,
Yeah, now that's a real
or
fear.
just like disappear. And that's one of the benefits of having a sibling. At least that one person was there, still doing the work, and you can't just like, oh, I'm gonna be back. I'm going to get some water.
Like the Simpsons in the bushes. What I will say though, I like doing stuff with my dad. Like, if it was ever a yard work day, I actually really liked his work ethic in person. Like, my dad has a certain, is it a ferocity? Is that the word? Like when you really attack the things that you do. Like, I've never seen someone use a machete like how my dad used a machete. Yeah, we have a machete. We have a couple machetes in Jersey. Right? We have one in the bathroom, and the other ones, no one needs to know where the other ones are, but it's always just funny. Like, oh yeah, that's a machete right there.
I made that face because we had a Jamaican neighbor. And, you know, we were the first people who had moved into the neighborhood, and then, you know, neighbors filled in later. And so we had maybe like a year or two of my dad teaching us, like, this is how you cut the grass. Like, he would be out there religiously every week. The lines in the grass are diagonal, and you have to go in this direction. The Jamaican neighbor moved in with his machete. He was like chopping the grass. My dad has so many things to say. Like, I can't believe it. Look at how he's doing that.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
How about you go out there and do it then, since you got so much to say? Just do it. Jamaicans are farmers. A lot of Jamaicans are farmers. You go do it then.
I didn't know it was a Jamaican thing. I thought, but then you brought up that your dad had multiple machetes.
Yep, multiple machetes in the house.
So your dad was cutting the yard with the machete?
No, we had a mow, but when it came to like cutting bushes or certain branches, sometimes there's a certain angle that you want the tree to grow, so you got to cut it correctly. And we would just be out there. That was when I learned the importance of you do need gloves for a lot of the yard work when it comes to gripping things, especially if you don't want thorns to like cut your fingers and stuff. Also, you could build your body up really well doing a lot of yard work every other week too. So it's just from like just a performance standpoint, I never realized how hard gardening was until I was out there with my dad, and I grew an appreciation for like, hey, this ain't easy. But then also as a kid, I'm like, yo, you come into my cartoon time though, fam, and it's not like they got replays. So like, yo, what we doing? Why you don't like watching me have fun? I should have my nose in the book because it's Saturday and you guys are miserable adults.
Yikes.
Get out of here with that.
Yeah, I didn't learn how hard it was until I got my own house, and I was out there every week. And I'm just like, screw this. I spent all those years of winning yard work. I ain't gonna hire somebody to do this. I can't.
I think I would gladly, if I owned a house with a front in the lawn, I could see that being one of my projects. Because, like, now my dad grows fruits and vegetables in the back of the house. So he has, like, tomatoes, cucumber, potatoes. My mom brags about it. Hey, your dad grew something. One time we grew ganja in the back of the yard too. There was like a ganja tree that was like as tall or a little bit taller than the light that's above your head.
Were you guys selling it?
No. I went home one day and I was like,
That's very Jamaican. Right?
they're both retired cops. Why do the two retired cops have a big ganja plant in the back of the house?
They're retired.
Yeah.
Gotta get back to their roots.
Nah, but they're part of all the associations.
Oh.
And I don't know if it was legal or not at that time in New Jersey, but I just remember walking into the backyard and I said, "Hey, Dad, what's that?" And he was like, "Oh, it's a ganja tree." I said, "No, I know what it is. I'm asking, why are you growing that here?" Because my whole thing was I didn't know if it was legal or not, right? Because a lot of rules were like changing and stuff like that. He's like, "Oh, we're thinking of testing some things out." Testing? All right, cool. I like the progressiveness. And I was like, can your neighbors see that from their front yard? Because it was growing to a certain like length and height, and I was like, "You cool with the rest of these folks like that?" Because like, these people are always looking for an opportunity. We should ever make an opportunity for them. He said, "Oh, it's cool. The right ones know." I said, "I hope the right ones are the ones that you believe in." Alright, and for me, being in DC is very different. We just know what it is and what it's not. On the Jersey side, I didn't feel like Googling laws and all this other stuff. And we live on a main road where a lot of cops pass too.
Mm-hmm.
And, cops love a little free lick. What? Yeah, that was crazy. That was dope as hell, but that was crazy. And I was like, why would you put it by the grill? We don't have a big backyard, but why is this by the grill? You're not afraid?
Catch fire.
Yeah, like come on, fam.
Contact high.
That thing was healthy though. That thing was super healthy. I remember looking at it thinking, "Oh, this plant looks very happy to be here." And then I came back a couple months later and it was just gone. There was never any talk about it, any updates. It was just gone.
You know where it went.
Oh, I know where it went. I know where it went. But neither of them smoke.
Yeah. They had a lot of free time.
I know where it went. But yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite holiday, changing the tire with my dad on
Okay.
Christmas.
What's your favorite holiday food?
Cornbread casserole.
What is that?
It's casserole that has corn in it. Are you
I
disgusted?
don't like corn.
Okay. Alright. I was gonna say your face does not look happy.
And then
I
to
said
make
that.
it into a casserole,
Yeah,
I cannot
casserole.
imagine.
I was very confused. I was like, what the fuck is this? But it was like sweetened corn also.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember eating it and I was like, I don't know if any dishes ever compared to what I'm eating right now, but my cousin Yvonne, she does an amazing job of that. And then my dad does a really mean ham.
I was
Like a
expecting to
glazed
say ham at
ham.
first.
Yeah, he does an amazing glazed ham. There's something about my dad and meats and fishes. He a real one. I'd be like, "Damn, you all right back there? What's going on? You got something to prove?" All right, Mr. Jones. Yes.
Did he teach you those things
No.
about the meat and grilling?
No, he just tell you about my first cooking experience.
No.
I said, "Mom, can you teach me how to cook?" And it was younger. And I just remember that I got tired of waiting for her to come home because I was the kid who babysat themselves like quite often.
Mm-hmm.
So like, hey, parents gotta go to work, do what they gotta do. When you come home, you just gotta open your book up, do homework, and you gotta figure out what your free time looks like. And you just can't really have TV on. You can't listen to radio. When you're a kid that's used to silence, you gotta like fill it with other things. And don't let your parents catch you reading books that aren't the book you're supposed to be reading to study for school, which is always weird to me because it's like, do you want me to be good at this stuff or not? That's for another day. But my mom, before going to work at Mrs. Mongolis, the lady I told you about who's 100, and she put a pot, a Dutch pot, a black Dutch pot on the stove. And this was like an amazing pot. I don't think they have it anymore, right? It was a pan. I don't think they have it anymore. She put it on the stove. She looked at me and she said, "Good luck," and got in her car and drove away. And I said, "What? What? What? What do you mean good luck? You done She said, you got vegetable oil and there's eggs in the fridge and a couple other things. Figure it out. This is no YouTube. I could have burned the whole house down, buddy. It's all right.
Have you ever seen the Great British Baking Show?
Nah.
That's a good like holiday show. But they have this segment of every week where they have to do a technical challenge.
Yeah.
And it's a blind challenge, so the judges don't know who did what. They're just comparing the same dish amongst the different contestants. But the directions for whatever the surprise bake, the directions are very vague. Like, put together the lettuce, tomato, and onion, and make a cake. It's never that it's never that extreme, but it'll be like what you said. You got eggs, you got oil, you got sugar, and you got flour. Make it work.
Yeah. Then a couple months later, she'll be like, "Oh, you used too much salt." Nah, you should have told me not to use too much salt. Now that happens, I use too much salt or I use too much pepper. Because you got to remember, when you learn to cook for yourself, if that's the situation, your taste buds start to get acclimated to that taste with the things that are right or wrong. But that's your fault, man. It's like, hey, it's whatever.
Thanks, God. I like it like this. It's good enough for me.
Yo, that's how you wanted it to be now. Well, we out here now.
So did you learn how to cook properly eventually?
I know how to cook. I don't know how to do sides. That's one thing. I wish I knew how to make macaroni and cheese, candied yams, kalaloo. That's a dish that's very important to me that I wish I knew how to make. Have you ever heard of kalaloo? It's a Jamaican dish. It's like, you ever had pop chow?
No.
Okay, that's also a very important Jamaican dish.
Okay. Can you
It's
describe
kind of
like
like grains, but it's a better version of the grains that Americans like.
What makes it better?
The taste. It's sweeter. There's more body to it. The texture. It's like, to me, it's like a cousin of spinach that didn't get as popular as spinach did. Like,
That's the kalaloo.
Yeah, that's kalaloo. And you have it with hard dough bread or like saltfish. It's bomb. There's no. If I go home and someone makes the product, I will bring it back for you to try. And I'll be like, hey, I'm back. You should come get this product.
Okay.
It sounds like a drug deal, but it's really good.
What? It's a food deal. What about pop chow? What is that?
Pop chow. It's like kalaloo, but the leaf is greener and thicker. I don't remember what pop chow was paired with, but I remember that I hated pop chow growing up, and then one day I liked it. And I don't know what else my mouth was exposed to that made me enjoy pop chow more. I just know one day I was like, there's no way you people eat this. And then I was like, hey, where the hell's the kalaloo? Where the hell's the pop chow? What's going on? Like, I remember there was a time my mom told me that I hated curry goat. And she was like, you hated curry goat because your friends made fun of you for eating curry goat? No, I hated curry goat because curry goat stains really hard. And I don't like having green stains that are really hard to wash out of my clothing. I don't eat goat. Yeah. Oh, but it's in your culture. Yeah, no, you guys gonna have to do better than that. It's staining my clothes. And I'm already a messy eater as is. So if you're a messy eater and it's staining your clothes, that means 100% you're gonna stain your shirt.
Why not just have like eating clothes?
I went to a private school.
Oh, like you were taking curry goat to lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, anything that was in the house that came to school. Yeah. That was a meal. No meal left behind.
Yeah. What about like the traditional sandwich or like, most kids are bringing sandwiches or like Lunchables.
The school I went to, Our Lady Upper Christian, that was like the middle school that I went to over in East Orange, New Jersey. They had like the same lunch that they were serving out every day, right? And then when I asked my mom, could I bring lunch to school, I think my mom must have called the school and been like, hey, I'm going to give him the same lunch every day. So these wonderful meals I'm talking about, like curry goat, kalaloo, that's not what was coming to lunch on certain days. That would be a rarity.
Oh.
It would be a lot of tuna. I don't like tuna for that very reason. No. I've had way too many tuna sandwiches. Yeah. I've never looked at a tuna melt and been like, let's try it. No.
I haven't either, and I didn't have overexposure to tuna.
No. My appeal for tuna is so low compared to where it should be as someone that was like raised on it. before corned beef became what it is, where it's overpriced now. Nah, too many corned beef sandwiches. What else did I have too much? That's like if I see it on a plate, I'm like, starve. Starve is fine. I can starve. Look, starve.
Turkey sandwich, PB&J.
I didn't have a lot of PB&Js. Thank God I didn't have a lot of PB&Js. I will enjoy a mean PB&J, but I wasn't overindulged on the PB&J side. So thank God for that.
Yeah.
What else did I have food-wise that kind of gave me? I think it's called an aversion to things. Food aversion, when you like don't like something by like an extreme amount, and you have like a physical reaction to it. That's what that is usually.
Yes.
I think.
When I think of a food aversion,
Yeah.
I think in general you don't eat food.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to put you in that spot. I know you're a doctor. And people are like, oh, she's a doctor. It's like, that don't matter, guys. They're not a doctor for every single thing under the sun. But yeah. I'll leave it at those three.
Yeah.
Those three things I remember vividly as a, I'm good. We don't have to do this. Not necessary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are your signature dishes? You don't do sides, but like what are you good at cooking?
I could make you an amazing rack of Guinness ribs. An amazing rack of Guinness ribs.
Guinness like the beer?
Guinness like the beer. Fall off the bone. I know the perfect 3 barbecues that would be paired with that will change the palate taste of the meat. Cook a mean steak. Like a mean, yo, put butter in that pan. Let's get some parsley. Might as well. Let's make it fun. Pepper, not straight pepper. I don't need a lot of seasoning, but if you want something spice, I got a 3 blended seasoning that I could do good on a steak. I don't like bacon. I will eat bacon because it's readily available. I don't like to overdo bacon because I think bacon has been paired with too many things. So it's very easy to just be exposed to bacon, and it's like, where's the fun in that?
Yeah.
Chicken. Chicken. I feel like I've done a really good job between chicken and salmon of relearning how to cook it. The use of olive oil. I think because I was a fat kid, my mom used to say, hey man, you cook with too much oil, or you got to cut oil from your diet. And that's like fun until you realize, hey, oil is sometimes necessary to create a really good texture and crunch when it comes to meats itself, and how you cook it, and how it's placed in the pan, and how it's seasoned. And it's okay to take it out, let it rest, and put it back in. Or hey, you know, when you, like one time I had cooked chicken, but I don't feel like it was cooked all the way through enough. Like it was good enough to eat and edible, but I was like, nah, this bone's a little bit too ready. You know, everything was fine. So I put it back in the pot, and I took, what I always do after I'm done cooking is I'll put the oil and everything else to the side. I don't like making gravies, but I do like the excess fat oil that's cooked off the stuff if you want to use it paired on the rice or whatever rice you go for. Because I usually just do like Uncle Ben's coconut rice or anything else like that, which is funny because I actually was not overly exposed to coconuts growing up, but I like mixing coconuts and things. Like, I remember my dad once exposed me to like coconut and ackee and saltfish. Bomb, not even a question, with like some breadfruit. Sometimes he would just mess around and bring a coconut home for fun, crack it open with a hammer and be like, yo, this is coconut water, you should drink that. I'm like, fam, why are we walking around cracking open coconuts? What's going on? And then he would just walk around chewing on like the coconut itself, and I'd be like, hey, am I supposed to be this? Do I need to start practicing? Like, what's going on? So, you know, stuff like that I would think about when it comes to cooking. And I cook a mean salmon. My girl, she does not like salmon. She likes the way I cook salmon. And it's not because she likes me, because there's a lot of food I've seen her try since we've been together, and she'll be like, nah, I'm off that. So
it's so weird that your dad didn't teach you how to cook meats and stuff, but like you kind of are manifesting.
I'm okay.
You're not maybe as good as him, but you are the meat guy.
Yeah. But I do want to be the side guy.
You want to be the side guy.
I want to know how to make a full meal. Like I could make broccoli. I could make corn. That's not an issue. I just got corn today because I was like, hey, we haven't cooked corn in a while. I should cook corn. Corn is important, which is crazy because your body doesn't really digest it. But it's about the flavor.
I'm glad you said that, because I was going to say, it's not that important.
No, not to burst your bubble. Just going to let you know.
You like the flavor. That's good.
But
I can
broccoli,
I can teach you how to make
asparagus.
mac and cheese. That's one of
We've
my
been talking about this mac and cheese for
signature dishes.
so long.
Yeah.
You want to give your dish away to me? You sure you want to do that?
Oh, sure.
You don't want to protect your recipe?
I don't care.
I do.
I'm not cooking.
All right,
Like,
cool. That's
I can't do it.
You're gonna be like,
I
hey,
don't
Juice, man,
do-
Juice, make that macaroni.
Yeah,
I
I'm
told
coming
you.
over. I'll show you how to make macaroni.
My own
Make it that
pot.
way.
We
Yeah.
had this talk. Answer that phone when I call you too.
Have salmon ready. I want that salmon too. But yeah, that's one of my favorite holiday dishes is mac and cheese. My grandmother made it the best. And before she died, she showed me how to make it. Well, through my mom, she showed me how to make it because we were separated, you know. But yeah, that's one of my go-tos. Like, I know I can kill some mac and cheese. I really like yams. I don't cook yams. I'm not really into cooking, actually.
You talk about it like you down to like, you know.
I can do the
kill
things
it.
that I like really well,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not a person that's like, oh yeah, it's 6 o'clock, time for dinner. I'm gonna whip up a 3-course meal. Like, no, that's not me.
The people who are like that, though, I admire their drive. But to me, it's just like workouts. Like if I wasn't who I was in the gym, I think there's other parts of my life that I would apply myself with that much focus and veracity of just like, hey, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, I know how to make, you know how, what's the name of the people who do the pizza?
Caesars.
You know their little cheese bites?
I don't eat at Little Caesars. I just know the commercial.
You know the commercial for the cheese bites that they've been advertising?
I haven't seen it. But what's the cheese bites?
It's basically a little pizza bite that's about this big. It's like Little Caesars pizza pot stickers or something like that, or cheese bites. I know how to make those. Like, there was a guy on YouTube who said, hey, this is how you make it. And one day I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to make it.
It sounds like a Tostito.
No, it's great though. It's not a Tostito, but it is great. On the edges, I'll be getting that joint crunchy. Sometimes I'll do something, I'll be like,
Yeah.
You should have cooked more. Just
Yeah.
look at you. But then it's like, nah, when you find something that you like and you apply yourself, you'll do it. Like, I taught myself how to fry chicken. Like, noticing all that I said with all the health advice that my mom's given me, there was never fried chicken until now.
Yeah.
And now that I know how to fry chicken, guess what? I don't like frying chicken. It's fascinating. Fried chicken is good for if you have free time and some folks that are around
Yeah.
and you want to talk and fry chicken and eat chicken.
Yeah.
That's what the process of fried chicken is. To me, fried chicken is, hey, I miss you, come over, we'll fry some chicken up and chat. That's what it feels like to me. Because after I went through the process, I was like, I could have just put this in the oven and kept it moving. I don't need that.
Yeah, I don't like preparing fried chicken. Like, again, these were part of my lessons. Like, oh, we're gonna learn how to fry chicken.
Did you do it with gloves?
No.
The first time I fried chicken, I did it with my bare hands. And I was like, there's no way people like doing this with their bare hands. I hate
What
that
do you mean?
feeling.
Like putting the seasonings on, mixing in the flour?
The
and all
flour with the chicken after a while and everything starts clumping up.
that? Well, you put the chicken in the bag with the flour, you shake it up.
No, everything was bare hand. And I was like,
I don't understand why. It didn't have to be
because
like
it
that.
just, that's how it was taught to me on the internet. So I did what the white people showed me on the internet, but Italian white people.
I don't
right?
care. Why
They did a great job. The chicken came out great. My girl liked it. Everybody else
But
liked
there are
it.
the little things like
I hear what
did
you're
you clean
saying.
the chicken with soap because you were watching the white Italians do it, or did you like?
No,
you know,
I cleaned my chicken with vinegar and lime.
you don't have to do that.
What do you mean?
I mean, that's great for flavoring, but you can just.
Isn't
rinse it
that
off.
good for?
You could just rinse it off.
Isn't that good for clean? That's how my parents teach me how to clean it.
You don't have to.
Yeah, that's how I do. I clean my steak like that. I clean my salmon like that. I clean my chicken like
It probably
that.
adds great flavor.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop doing that.
No,
That's
don't.
that's
'Cause
me.
it's probably-
The Jamaican in
that's
me was
probably
like,
part of
"Don't
the
you
secret
listen
sauce.
to her?"
But
And
do
I
you
said,
remember-
"Hey, chill."
Do you remember when white people were saying like
Yeah,
they didn't know that you had to clean chicken,
Yeah,
and so
I
then they were
remember
rubbing
that.
Dawn on it?
that was crazy.
It's like no, you
That
don't-
was crazy.
You don't do that.
I was, that was crazy. And one of my real good friends, Italian, said, "But he live out in Virginia." I know he was losing it because, like, no.
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 But yeah, frying chicken, that was part of my adolescent training. Mac and cheese, of course. I can do salmon. That was a part of my training, but that's one of the foods that I really like. So
Do you make a mean salmon?
yeah, if I put my effort into it, like when I say effort, I mean like creating a marinade, letting it soak, you know, putting it in the broiler, seasoning, all that stuff. But I can also be lazy and just like put some salt and pepper on it and then put it in the.
I think you using the word lazy doesn't fit you because of how much work ethic I've seen from you.
No, but when it comes to cooking, it really is. Like, I actually bought a machine. It's called a Tavala. Have you heard of the Tavala?
No, tell me. Because you always have like a new machine that I'm like, tell me more.
So the Tavala oven, it comes with a meal plan service, but it's basically like a air fryer, not a microwave, air fryer, oven, broiler, toaster. There's one, if you upgrade, it has a steam component to it. And so the whole concept is you order these meals through a delivery service. It's fresh food.
You did tell me about this. Keep going.
You do whatever, like 5 steps that it has for you to do for preparation. You put it in there, you scan a QR code, press start, and then it cooks it perfectly. And this is from raw. Like raw chicken will come out perfectly tender and moist. And you can also do like single serving. So like last Christmas, I made Chadley single serving mac and cheese and ramekins. It was great. It took like 40 minutes, whereas like regular mac and cheese can take like 2 hours. Yeah.
Regular mac and cheese?
Yeah, if you put it in the oven. Yeah. Because you usually have like a 9x12 container.
Am I as dedicated to learning your macaroni recipe as I said I am?
You can do it once a year for the holidays.
No, I'm going to make a lot of mac and cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you mind if I add bacon to your mac and cheese? Is that rude if I start adding like
add bacon to it? Yeah. You can do whatever you want. It's not my recipe. But if you make it with bacon,
you're giving me your recipe. It is your recipe. You need to take
I don't care about it. Like, I don't care.
I do.
Sharing is caring, right? Who cares?
I don't share everything with everybody. And I care about a lot of people, okay?
Yeah, this is one thing I really don't care about. If I give it to you, then you can make it for me and I don't have to make it.
Yeah.
So, but don't put bacon in. You just said bacon is overused.
There's other things that I could come up with, but I got to test them out. Do you want to be my guinea pig?
Imani can be your guinea pig. Imani can be your guinea pig.
She doesn't eat everything. She doesn't do chocolate stuff.
I'll try it.
Cool. Just have a little corner. Tell me your thoughts. All right, man. What's the importance of mental health when it comes to holidays? Why we having all this holiday talk? I do like reminiscing with you, though. It's nice getting to learn things about you.
Yeah, I like it too. We're still learning each other, as you like to say. So,
which is super important.
We don't get time to like really just talk about like regular stuff. Yeah, it's always deep.
It is.
It's okay.
I'm a deep person.
It's Pisces versus Pisces, so we can't help it.
Is that what it is? It's the Pisces connect. Look at them, deep in thought.
You know, emotional and stuff.
Pisces. Who would have thought it?
But yeah, the holidays can be hard for people, especially if you're already dealing with mental health issues. They can be exacerbated over the holidays. Some people don't have family or great family relationships that make them comfortable during the holidays, so it can sometimes cause anxiety. So I think it's good for people to be aware or try to tune in to what are their triggers, who is triggering them, and maybe develop an escape plan, before you enter that situation so that you can protect yourself. Or you can choose your own family. So like, if you've moved from out of town, you can create your own circle of friends that can support you in a healthy way that make the holidays more tolerable. And not as triggering.
Sometimes I want to like smash both my families together and be like, let's do one big holiday.
Oh, would they be open to that, do you think?
I think because so much of the holidays has been centralized around my parents in New Jersey, they wouldn't be open to that. I actually had a talk with my dad recently before coming back, and I was like, I think we've changed up our family dynamic with a lot of our external family in like New York and all the other places, because we've been less open to travel to their house, and everyone always travels to our house. And even if you have the big house, family really likes seeing people in their spaces too. And there's something ostracizing about they can only come to you, but you never come to them. That's not what family is. Family is a two-way street.
Yeah.
And I was like, because now when it comes to Nisha's family, especially all these Thanksgiving, I see that people are willing to go to other people's houses. They have family events that's at like a Forestville house, a Lanham house, and it's like a Waldorf house. Those interactions and those changing of people going to houses, that's a part of the family process. And when you stop doing that because you're busy and then everything becomes I'm busy, Busy starts becoming a code word for I can't do that, or I don't want to do that, or I don't want to see you, but if you want to see me, fine. And I think that really makes love leave the room a lot faster than people want to admit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she a black undercover Republican.
Voted for Trump.
I don't know about that. But she was open to the ideals of Republicans and saying that at the table. And then my family started jumping on her. And I was like, guys, I don't know if this is how you want to leave the room. They were like, what do you mean? I said, she was honest about to us about what she believes in. We need to hear it out and discuss it. And that also means that we need to have a conversation of what does it mean to be a Democrat. And as Democrats, have we allowed the Democratic Party to get away with not fulfilling promises? If she feels this way, I was like, that's what that actually means as a family.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not about which party is right or wrong. It's about which party isn't fulfilling the promises that we're looking forward to. And outside of not fulfilling the promises that we're looking forward to, the party that does fulfill the promises, what other things that they're doing that doesn't actually align with our values. That's what the conversation is supposed to be about.
Yeah.
And it turned into like a 4-hour discussion at the dinner table. It was so tiring. The kids started going to watch basketball and anything else. And for me, I was fascinated because, like, that's what being an adult is supposed to be about. Like, I may not see eye to eye or agree with what you're doing, but I do want to hear you out to understand who you are and who you're not. And I mean, if that's the decision that you make, as long as it doesn't affect me or mine's directly, I'll be open to what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
I say it specifically like that. I'll be open to what's going on. This stuff that's going on this year, nah, that's not. This year is very different from other years when it comes to the political parties and what's going on. You're talking about the destruction of education. You're talking about women's rights. You're also talking about the access to health in general, and how there may be a world where you just don't have access to health anymore, and that's on the table. You're talking about a lot of people may lose their job in and outside the government because of people being in positions of powers that runs their companies like corporations, and seeing what that looks like on the government level. You're talking about seeing a party that has a plan to see, hey, how do we put all the power in the hands of the new president, like all the power. And guess what? Checks and balances are actually very necessary, whether you believe it or not. And it's unfortunate that these people in general need to feel it with their body and then experience what that looks like in order to understand just how bad things are going to be.
Yeah.
It's no longer, well, that doesn't affect me. No, these things have always affected all of us. It's just in what capacity have these things not affected you that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I was talking to, well, he's probably my best friend, the other day. He lives in Florida. And I didn't recognize how much safer we are in DC compared to where he is.
Like a fishbowl.
He described it as how it must have felt towards the end of Reconstruction. Okay. Yeah.
That's what's going on out there?
Yeah. Like, they're just waiting until they can fully display the hatred that they feel inside. I'm like, bro, you gotta get out of there. But
that's also a privilege.
What is?
You got to get out of there.
Oh no, he can get out of there.
His friends and family can't.
He's there.
He just by himself?
With his fiance, and neither one of them are from there.
Where their family from?
His family is from Indiana, Georgia. Her family is from Seattle, or they live in Seattle now, but they're from Taiwan.
Their family gonna be safe in Indiana? Gary, Indiana.
He's from Indianapolis, actually. But no, I mean, maybe they're safer than in Florida.
You see how many no's we have as black people? No. Like, we have a bunch of no's. We got to, like, work our ways into yeses. Like, folks can get up and move. We don't have that privilege. I mean, for them, they do. But, like, a lot of people that we care about, they don't just have the ability to move away from that.
No, that's true. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I know you agree with that. I'm just saying it out loud for folks to understand that when we talk about problems, it's not as simple as just, hey, just move for us.
Right.
It's about like, is there a job that's going to pay you after the move?
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah.
how many degrees did I get or did I not get? It's
Yeah.
about, dang, did I make the best decision in 2007 when I first got into college? Like,
Yeah.
that's terrifying. A lot of people don't have to deal with that.
I mean, for me, I'm dealing with it because I would love to get up and move to Africa.
Yo, you say it all the time.
But how am I going? And certainly after this, I was actually looking at flights. Like, how much would it cost me to get over there? Where's the safest places for
I was about to
people?
say I'm going with you, and it's like, no, you can't. Your girl needs her medication. That's in the
Right.
U.S. You can't just leave.
But will it be here? I mean, will it be available? I mean, we don't.
We know we could get it here now.
We
That's
can-
what we have right now. We can get it here now.
2025. I'll set up shop and you can come in 2026.
Oh, my TV about to do something dumb. Let me put this thing on silent. I just watched that thing reboot, and I was like, oh, this is another thing that's been interesting.
Yeah, we apologize for all the technical difficulties.
That's so funny. You know, this TV is owned by Amazon, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got this off Amazon, right? The place that you made.
Yeah.
So since the election, it showed me nothing but that orange man's face since the election dropped.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, dang, Amazon, you guys really in bed with this man.
I would send my brother like videos from Instagram. Let's say it was about car repair. When he would open the link on his end, it would be like a baddie's twerking or something. Like, what?
That screen recorder is probably crazy.
I'm like, wow, this is crazy. They've hacked Instagram, and he's,
He's in the middle of it.
in a red state. So
So
maybe
anything
they
that
are
he gets
they
sent
are
isn't the
filtering.
same.
Yeah.
If you try to DM it to him on IG, would that do the same? Have you
No,
ever
he
tried
was
doing
able to
that?
see it when I DM'd him.
That's super inappropriate.
Yeah, but when I texted it, it was like something
That's
totally
super
different.
inappropriate. I hate that.
Yeah. But
Anyway, back to the values of the holidays and mental health.
Holidays, yeah.
Because this is supposed to be a lighthearted episode. It's funny.
Great. Yeah,
It's
should
funny.
we pick another card? Oh, that's the same card. No, that's a bad one.
So no, that's heavy. Damn, bruh. Said vulnerability is not the right pile for anybody right now.
What the?
Damn, that's 7. But these are the games we plan on playing around the table, so.
We're
I
trying to
hope you
get to
prepare
a light
yourself.
topic.
Nah, bring on
If
that.
this were your last moment, what would you say?
That's a really light topic.
It was the best one I
No, you're good. You're good. I could imagine what you skipped. If this was my last moment, what
What
would I
would you
say?
say?
I was lucky to be loved by everybody. I'd say that. That's what I would say.
I would say love you for you.
Man. Okay. Well, should we explain these, or is that good? Just
Love you for you. I mean, I feel like it's kind of like my shit. Stop apologizing for existing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you matter. It's crazy how in sync we are. We did not get dressed in the same room.
Not at all. We didn't even talk to each other about what we was wearing, what's the fit. I said, nah, this is a good shirt. Holidays? Yeah, nah, this is a good message.
Yeah, so love you for you, and the people who love you will also do the same.
I think we're lucky to have come across the people that we have in life, especially those who surround us, because the people who are looking to help, we could have easily become them if we didn't have the right people to show you, like, hey, the world isn't as bleak as things are right now, or it's okay to accept that things aren't going right, but still appreciate the things that are working in your favor, the people who want opportunities for you and that care about your future. Like, my parents especially on my mom's side, it's just a story about sacrifice.
Yeah.
And for my dad, it's more of a story about how do you figure things out after so many mistakes and getting it right. Like, what does, for him, he's been in like the longest redemption arc I've ever seen. And for me, I'm just like, fam, you redeemed a long time ago. But then an argument will happen between him and my mom. And I was like, oh, maybe you're not redeemed yet. Who knows?
Yeah. I wonder if those two stories are representative of the black man and the black woman, because I don't know that those are unique to your mom and your dad.
Oh, it's not. It's not new. It's not unique.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it is a story about fighting for life.
Between the two of them.
Yeah, and how that looks like the push, the pull. Like, even things that I see them do now, they have each other's backs. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. But then it's like, but you guys seem to like cut everybody out of your process. So there's love for in between you guys, but like there's the way you handle some things is technically the way you handle a lot of things in life, right? So like, I told you about how I cut off the family this year from doing holiday things, and my reapproach was we need to spend more time together as family. Did I ever tell you about that?
Like when you went for your mom's birthday?
No, just this past election. So I had this realization that the issue my family and I, when I say my family, I'm only talking about my mom and my dad in New Jersey and myself, is we are not spending enough mutual time together. There's this intimate time is like the holidays. Oh God, I get to see everybody. It's a time of love. Everyone's geared towards love. Mutual time is like the time you and I spent for an hour before we shot the first episode today, before doing the second episode. Mutual time is just being in each other's space and talking and existing and the things that are brought up.
Right.
My family and I don't have that because I'm in DC and my mom's always working and my dad's always working on something. So what happens is that turns your holidays between Thanksgiving and Christmas into days that everyone feels, I need to talk to you because you're in person and I have this very heavy subject that deals with you that we need to talk about right now. And I'm like, I did not come here to work. I came here to blow steam off. I came here to not care about the worries about the world or whatever the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I pay taxes like everybody. I go to 9 to 5 like everybody. I actually work 3 to 4 different jobs. So I don't care who you are. You don't tell me how I'm going to spend my holiday. And we're not going to make the holiday about you guys finally meeting my girlfriend. When you had an opportunity to meet her early on in the relationship, you didn't want to. Now that you guys haven't, you want to meet her 4 years later? There's not going to be closeness between you guys. You guys are just going to be parents instead of the people that are always in his life. You set that standard. You chose that. So what I decided to do was, I told my dad, and I offered this to my mom, but her assertion isn't the same as someone who has time to realize, look, you're working all those hours in order to be with your family. You're not working all those hours in order to protect your house. Very different.
Her assumption is the first one. Okay.
I'm working all those hours because no one's gonna take care of the things like I can take care of the things. And it's like, that's a trauma response. You don't know me and I don't know you. We're really close co-workers at this point in our lives. But we've set that standard. I've accepted I like distance because I like protecting myself from whatever the hell you're going to ask me about. And you've decided, well, at least I'm able to still go to work and I can take care of these things, so I'm super dependable. I don't need to depend on you. I haven't depended on you for a very long time. I need you to be my mother.
Yeah.
And I need you to understand what that looks like. And I need to be your son. And I need to understand what that looks like. But these assumptions of the heavy topics that are resting heavy on your heart being what we need to talk about, no, that heavy subject stems from somewhere else. It doesn't stem from you having this worry and we finally get to have this one convo and then I leave and go back to what I was doing. That's not a conversation.
Yeah.
That's I understand you got me messed up and you don't understand what's going on and I'm out. So I told my dad, hey, pick a couple of weeks since I seem to be available right now, Tuesdays to Thursdays, and 6 to 7 times in the year, I'm going to come home and be available to talk and hang out for 3 days. And if you guys have anything important to talk about, we'll do it. If you guys have anything that you want to do, like we go out and have fun together, we go to the movies, we go shopping together, we'll do that. If it's us walking in the park and we sit down and just hang out, we'll do that. But you guys got to start, and myself included, we got to start understanding what it's like to be around each other as people and actually see how the person's moving and going on with them, and stop moving on these lame assumptions about each other. This shit's whack.
Yeah.
And all it does is it makes the relationships that are supposed to be important less important because we're worried about what's not happening. And we have no idea what is actually happening or what that significant other is doing, or why is my son focused in this thing that I don't understand? Like, I do cloud architecture and IT and network stuff. They just hear it, they Google to see how much money it makes, and then they say, well, you're not hired in the job. And it's like, yeah, but it takes a lot of work. If I tell you I'm working on something, whether I have the job right now or later down the road, you get the job because the work that you're doing, and you understand the market, and you understand what the company needs. And you guys don't know about any of those things, and that's okay. But you're also not really trying to understand about any of those things.
Yeah.
That's the not okay part.
Yeah. Do you think if they showed effort or made attempts to get to know your partner, you would be open to it, or you're that door?
Oh no, I'm open to it. They have access to it. They have her number now. But even understanding what works well and what doesn't work well. So, for example, we don't do well with gift giving, right?
People give what they want you to have, not what you need or what.
Yeah. Hey, I met you. You date my son. Here's my closet. Take anything that you want. No, that's not love. I don't understand the value of anything in your closet. It just looks like your mom offered me her clothing, which is a very Jamaican thing.
Yeah.
Get to know the person. What are they into? What do they like? What do they not like?
Yeah.
Why do they wear that size? What are they comfortable with?
Yeah.
Whatever you have in your closet doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What's in your closet isn't what's on the websites that I be shopping for myself.
Yeah.
I just want to get to know you. I don't need a parting gift. I need your words and understanding, and I need you to understand who I am, or at least try to understand what I might be about.
Yeah.
I have your son's best interest in mind, and he has my best interest in mind. And we're currently not trying to screw each other over. That's a great place to be in life. And we've done this for 4 years.
Yeah.
Clap it up, let's have a cake, and let's go cook out stuff and crack jokes outside in the back. That's all you need to do as a parent. And then make sure, hey, they pay their taxes and they're not stealing from your significant other in terms of the son-daughter dynamic or whatever between her and me.
Have you considered that your parents might not ever change?
Oh, yes. And if they don't change, that's fine. But in the middle of you not changing, just give me effort.
And have you considered that they might not ever?
Oh no, my dad wants to. So my dad is open to it and he wants to do it. If mom doesn't do it, that's fine. We now know who we're dealing with. That's one less thing to complain about. But if you agree, hey, I do want to work on these things, or hey, I see you're available and I like these things, that's cool. Right now, I'm in one of those relationships with my parents where we've romanticized these holidays, and it's I don't want to come home and see you go to work on Christmas.
Yeah, that's pointless. It's like you reliving your single childhood.
And I see you do it for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The appeal isn't there. Well, I'll be there later in the night to know you're moving the goalpost. I just told you what I didn't want, and what did you do? You did exactly what I said I didn't want.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna negotiate your boundary. I'm just not gonna put myself in position for you to negotiate my boundary. I'm gonna take myself out. When I sent that text message, you know what she said? Nothing. When she saw me in New Jersey, you know what she said? Nothing. You know what I realized after I did that? Shit sweet. I get to have what I want. You get to have what you want. But I told my dad on his side, I don't want to take myself out of your lives. I want to enhance the time that we have left with each other. So I'd rather see you guys 6 times in a year for 3 to 4 days per time. What's that? That's a little under a month. was that like 18, 20? If we could get more, bet we'll get more because those are the days that I'm off. And if we could work our way up to a month and a half, 2 months, if need be, and I have the time for it, balancing get home safe and all the stuff I do with IT and the stuff I plan on doing with the private practice out there in Temple Hills, that's great. That means I get my family time and I get my family back. I don't want presents.
Yeah.
I don't want glazed ham. I don't want cornbread casserole. I want my family.
With your family plus those things would be nice.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it would be great.
Yeah.
But you can't have everything yet, so you got to work on it. And, like, when your parents go, they're just going to go.
Yeah.
In a lot of people's cases, there aren't warning signs. They're just gone. So for me, it's like, all right, well, how am I using the time that I have with them right now? That's what's most important.
Yeah.
When they die, I need them to understand that they were loved. And while they're here, I want them to understand, he loves me.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It may not be what I want, but he loves me. And that's it. Yeah.
I think I'm in a place of acceptance. Like my family is all scattered. So everybody is in their own corner of the world doing their own things. And so I'm in a place where I'm trying to cultivate, like I said before, cultivate the family that I want for myself through like friendships and one day maybe partnership with someone. And maybe kids, I don't know. But the way the world's going, I don't know about kids. Like, I mean, what's the point? But yeah, I do think it's important if you cannot have the family that you want, that you be intentional about creating and inviting those people who can provide the support that you need for you. One of my therapists told me that your friendships represents the gaps that you need filled that your family cannot fill. Right. So like, if you've grown up with a parent who works all the time and leaves you alone to feed yourself on holidays, then your friend probably will be the type of person who is like always there for you or always like trying to hang out or be there. So that's my advice for people who are looking for a chosen family, is like try to find those people that fill in those gaps that your family cannot fill.
You agree? And then also recognize when the gap has been filled that you didn't know needed to be filled.
True.
I think that's what the last 2012, 2013 to now has showed me. Like, it's okay to accept other people's families as your own. And take that family dynamic seriously.
Yeah.
And then also pick up on social cues when your mom and your sister's like, you don't got to care about that. They don't care too much. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you can call that person Uncle Lorenzo. You can call Aunt Wendy.
Yeah.
You can call my mom and mean it. And hopefully, if you're lucky, have adults around you that care about you as if you are a part of their family, because to them, you actually are a part of their family.
Yeah.
Like, everybody in this story has been in my business about, hey man, what job you getting? That's great. You guys better care about if I'm getting bread or not. I don't want to be broke. Yeah. I love it. But it's like it's proof that like them wanting better for you always comes up in different ways. And when you do accept people as your family and people that care about you, you do have to be ready for the other side of that when it does happen, and friends included. Like, I think there was 3 times today, there's like 5 friends who, I took a tinkle, and as soon as I was done and I was washing my hands, I was like, I gotta call my boy up whose birthday is in September and be like, hey, your birthday's next week, what are we doing for your birthday dinner? Because I've been so busy, I haven't been able to just do the friend thing between traveling, handling family, juggling responsibilities. And it's like, look, you got November and December, and these are people that you care about. So either do it or set something up to just let them know that you appreciate them, and whatever that thing is, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to take people at face value when they offer genuine connection. It's hard, though. Like, if you've been without it.
Yeah.
And you've been groomed, I'll say, to be suspicious of people and their intentions, it can be challenging to, like, just fall into whatever is being presented by somebody that wants a genuine connection.
Be suspicious all the way to the finish line.
That's no way to live, Juice.
I mean, there's a lot of races.
Just relax.
After a couple of races, you good. The finish line, first race was, can I be
The
around
finish
people's
line, I'm
families?
assuming, is death.
No.
What is
No,
the
no,
finish
no.
line?
The finish line is you had the moment, they were who they said they were, they proved it to you, now you can start trusting and believing in them. Each interaction with them or thing that they said they did, and you see it, it's like, nah, that's the finish line. One of my best friends came up to me at my job, and I said, yo, you didn't respond to my text. What you mean? I said, you said you're going through depression right now. You don't want to be bothered by a lot of people, and that you're working on speaking Japanese and 2 other things. And I sent you 3 videos on YouTube that practice Japanese because that's what you want to work on. Mm-hmm. I want to work on it with you, but you got to respond to me if I hit you up with the stuff, because you're only telling me now that I've seen you and you pulled up to my job, but you're not answering my cell phones or text messages. You're not really allowing me to be the friend that you call me.
And then,
I was like, it's nice to see you, but I was like, I gotta at least know that A, the thing that you're asking for and making time for it, and B, you're making time for the people that you want in your life to be a part of the things that you're working on.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, this has been another episode of Mental Health Monday. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. It's the holiday special. We have heavy conversations, light conversations, good conversations. And these are necessary conversations because, being an adult sucks.
Yeah.
But if you got good people around you, at least you can laugh.
I love a good laugh.
Yeah, I love good laugh. And it's really insightful. I like getting to talk to you about you things.
Same.
Yeah, it's very fascinating.
Mm-hmm. I feel like in general, or I've read, because my mom got me a birthday book that explains all my zodiacs and stuff.
Okay, birthday book.
Part of that is that Pisces seem mysterious to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But internally, I don't feel mysterious. I feel like, yeah, it's obvious. This is who I am. And I feel like I'm experiencing that with you. Like, you seem very mysterious to me. Yes. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're like, me? No. How could I?
That's funny. That's the funniest thing I've heard today.
Have conversations, just so we can get it all out there and be less mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mysteriousness probably comes from correct me if I'm wrong, do you do a lot of plans in your head and then you just get up and go?
Uh-huh.
So there's not a lot of people that you're talking to about your plans, right?
Oh no, I don't need to run it through people.
No, but that's the thing. I don't need. The people who want to be a part of your process would like to hear it. So if you say I don't need to run it through people, that means that in a lot of cases you're not naturally having a conversation with them about what you're doing because you want to remove the pushback if they do push back on your great idea.
No, it's not even that.
I'm not saying it is that, but that's how it reads.
That's how they
them.
comes across to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm just like a independent thinker and decision maker. Like I know there are a lot of people who are like, which outfit should I wear? Do you think I should take this job? I just never have been that person. Like, it's just like, this is what I think is good, so I'm gonna do it.
I had a meeting with my guy that currently is in talks with Panasonic. He's in talks with BlackRock and a whole bunch of other companies for some IT jobs. And we're talking about a course that we're currently taking together on the architecture side because, you always got to keep your skills sharp. And long story short, we were talking about, what's a good platform that actually prepares people for these IT jobs that are out there, and what platforms aren't doing that great of a job but are convincing themselves they're doing a great job, and they're pitching to people that they're doing an amazing job. And what came up is, realistically speaking, even if these platforms aren't even if these platforms aren't getting you a job, are they actually preparing you to be the thing that you say that you are? Because it's up to you to get the job, and then it's up to you to reach out to the companies that will align you with the people to get the job. So right now I have connections with IBM and a couple other companies, and I was like, well, since you haven't gotten the jobs that you're looking for right now, do you want me to reach out to my connections? He said, yeah, but wait on Panasonic, and there's like a couple of big YouTubers that he may be working for. And I said, well, what are you waiting for? I was like, you're here right now because you've waited. You're prepared and you're good enough for the job. Let me give you these other opportunities that you can work on in the meantime. No one ever gets pissed at the person who they wanted to hire that got hired somewhere else.
Right.
You're so good, you got hired somewhere else. Or we should have moved faster. That's what that is. It's never, oh, well, since you didn't wait, we're going to. No, that's not how the world works. Either they want you because your skill set is where they need it to be, or they don't because they feel you're not good enough. Or the family connections. I'm not going to fight a battle that I'm not aware of that's happening behind closed doors. Just keep putting yourself out there. So when it comes to like the mysterious things, I think the same way that you do, but I do think to myself, let me call them and fill them in. Like I do this with you sometimes. Called you, say, hey, want to hear about Jory? What's going on with her? Just tell me about Jory, like life things with her.
Yeah.
Not the business, just her. And then we'll talk about the business later. And we'll either schedule it out and figure it out. But like in the meantime, like I have to care about the person.
Yeah.
You're the only battery that matters. Everything else is just a title.
You're the only battery that matters.
Everything else is just a title.
But
Dr. Jones, Raising Risers, everything else. Not Jory. Jory is what matters, right?
Yeah.
Everything else just happens to be there. It's just another layer of who Jory is at the end of the day for me. Even Juice, Get Home Safe, Mental Health Monday, In My Shoes. Dwight, that's the battery in the back of everything. That little young man that started all the stuff, that's who matters. Everything else is just nice dressing
yeah.
and flavorful cornbread casserole that you don't like. Yeah. But good job today. I appreciate you. This was a good idea. I hope we do more of these.
Yeah.
And get better card games too.
Yeah, we're gonna get Black Taboo and Black.
Yeah.
It's a Black-owned game shop.
All right, subscribe, share.
Share, comment. Let's
share.
do it again.
Yeah, I think that was good. Y'all make
We said
mistakes.
comment and share at the same time.
But people like mistakes. Never spit out your juice when someone made a mistake, like, oh, you fucked up. That's
I've
great.
never been that person.
I love being that person. Happy Thanksgiving.